Let me fix mine and let them dreadlock.
See? There we go.
Fit my damn locks.
Alright, this your girl Tea Time with Key, and I have my first guest, Mr.
Oh, you don't want to say Chase?
I was
Chase
gonna say-
Rivers. I am an actor.
My fellow thespian from
Yes.
NCCU,
Yes.
Eagles or whatever, you know.
My hands hurt when I do that because I paid them so much money. So I can't get the Eagle pose until I pay at least half my back.
Well, then I must not even need to throw my Eagle up. If that's the case. But I thank you so much for coming, being my first initial actual guest on the Tea Time with Key show. You don't even understand how much this means to me. And today we're going to see what I'm saying.
She got me because I was cheap. she said he cheap.
No, we've been supposed to be doing this since
Man,
last semester.
Yeah,
Or has it been a year?
I don't think it was a year.
I don't think it's been a direct year, but it's been a couple of months.
But it's been a minute.
At
We
least
talked about this a long time ago. So long ago, I forgot
Yeah.
what the topic was going to be.
It's all right. It's all right. But I'm going to refresh your memory, and we're going to let the people know. Today we'll be talking about males and their mother issues, as well as females and their daddy issues. I guess you can correlate the two. However, we'll see how this conversation pans out. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know I don't have anything planned out.
We're not going to stay on topic.
We're not going to stay. We're probably not even going to stay on topic. There's no telling what else that might come out. So, with that being said, let's get it. Oh, me, myself, I'll start with myself. And I ain't even going to start with myself. I'm going to start with entertainment world. Here lately, you know the whole Drake situation about him hiding his child or whatever. Okay, so this is my thing. But people, they always want to go in on B and J about not showing the twins. But people didn't want to really say about, well, the Drake fans, you know, they were like, oh my gosh. Oh, you know, they were taking up for him. I understand. I'll take it for somebody I'm a fan of too. But
I don't really not B and J for hiding the twins because when they post Blue Ivy, if you look at like the Shade Room comments or if you look at the thread, people was trashing Blue Ivy and she was an infant.
Exactly.
An infant. I'm not putting. Come on, they had to go through a lot with that. And even though they rich, whatever, famous, whatever, that still hurt, man. They don't want to see nobody talking about their child.
Nobody does. I mean, you know, and even honestly, even the good person, they don't even really like to say, "Oh, the child is ugly." They be like, "Oh, they got some nice."
We know children. Look, my wife hits me a lot of times, pat me, and I say, "Ooh, that baby." Ooh. She hit me all the time. Stop. But it do be some challenging looking babies out here.
It do, but see, where
Let me stop. I got one on the way.
Oh, congrats to you and the missus.
Yeah, she 5 months, driving me crazy.
Do you know what y'all having yet?
Another girl.
Congrats.
And all that lying stuff about the players, they the ones getting girls. I was never a player.
You were never a player?
I'm just getting girls. Never. Look.
You was just getting girls, but I was never a player. Okay.
No, I'm saying I'm just producing girls.
Oh, you're just producing girls.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I mean.
But you were never a player.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, you know.
My sperm, the women rule it. They said we taking over. They beat all the men.
Well, my daddy got me, and he's still a player. So.
But they said the players get the girls so they can teach them right. I don't want no baby teaching me anything.
Well, my daddy still ain't been taught. So we gonna
She got daddy issues.
I'm not gonna lie, I do have daddy issues. However, I have gotten over some of them. Most of them. I'm not gonna say all. Cause see, I believe I'm at a point now where it's like, coming to terms. Well, I've already came to terms with it a few years ago that I had daddy issues. My father wasn't there. You know, him and my mother, they weren't even in the same state. They weren't even 2 states close to each other to say, you know, oh, I'm about to come down for the weekend. 13-hour drive from Detroit to North Carolina. So, you know, that's been that. Other things with it that have came. I guess you could say I've had some issues with my relationships. I guess in various areas. Maybe it could be attention or time spent. or maybe the way that I react, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I say the way that I react, sometimes, well, I've been doing some healing processes as well. So I've had to start to, what's the word I want to use? I guess you could say desensitize, but also to balance out and mark off where my anger is supposed to go. Because I think that's another thing that we have is where, even just in life general, we will sometimes carry on something that happens that really was only supposed to last 5 minutes. And you don't really know where to direct your anger.
Right.
And so for me, sometimes I would be directing my anger in my relationships. And not even so much as anger, but it would just be, I guess you could say, the pressure or anything, I guess, you know. But I've gotten better. At least I like to say that I have. I don't have anyone here to really vouch for that right now. I could call it my best friend on the line. She could tell you. But outside of that, it's a process, you know. And like I said, it will definitely reflect in your relationships. It can be positive or negative. I think that with some women, they tend to possibly, or men would like to say this, clingy.
Yeah.
But it's in a sense of, on her side, of abandonment. So to the man, it may look as clingy, but to her side, it's like, I don't want to let this person go. I have, you know, issues. I've been through this. Like, you know, I don't want you to leave. I don't want to feel as though that you're leaving. So what about as far as with males and mother issues?
I feel like first, let me comment on what like women with father issues. I feel like y'all get the shorter end of the stick.
We do.
Because a whole lot of negative things, like if people, male or female, see a woman on the pole stripping, they automatically turn to, she got daddy issues or something like that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of me, like with me and my friends, like I knew a lot of friends didn't have their father growing up. Mm-hmm. Period. And I knew some that did.
Right. We
pretty much didn't like stray too far away from the same issues. Mm-hmm. Like even with his father, with my father, without my father, we had like kind of the same things. I can say the same thing
too with some females that I know. Yeah.
So it didn't stem from that, but we tend to overshadow, or it's a lot accepted upon what men do as far as having mother issues. My mom babied me. Like, she babied me.
And that happens a lot.
And that, we don't talk about how men in this world are baby when we get to a certain point in our life.
And let alone that that's a mother issue.
Yeah, that is an issue.
I didn't even say that.
If my dad was here, I'm pretty sure he would have tried to toughen it up or tried to do something that's even more, probably could have been even more toxic.
Right.
But me being baby and a woman having father issues or them not being there, it could be just as detrimental. Like, my wife we had many discussions about just the way I move, like the way I do things, and she'd be like, "Look, I'm not your mother. Like, I know that's right. You have to do such and such and such and such." And I do believe that my wife and I are good cases. Like, we're like, all our friends view us as the relationship. Like, they are perfect in a sense. We're not.
No.
But a whole lot of our friends view us like, if y'all break up, we ain't giving up on relationships. Like, it ain't never gonna happen because I don't know what else. Like, they wouldn't know what else to do. Like,
right.
But my wife had her dad and her mom in her life.
Okay.
Coming from where I come from, having just my mom, she only had to appeal to one side of my family. You know what I'm saying?
And that's true.
My mom received her with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad didn't receive me with open arms. What dad would? I got a daughter, another one on the way. I can't say how I'm going to receive her first boyfriend or her first real boyfriend. I can't say how I'm, and then we were teenagers too, so it was different, but I had to fight, like, I had to put up a fight with her dad.
I'm going to tell you, like, even with my stepdaddy, when I first started dating, I remember one time, was it my original first date when he came to get me? Anyways, I want to say it probably was not. But anyways, my date came to come get me. His parents came to come pick me up with him. So my stepdad, he answered the door. We had a screen door at that time, glass screen door. He opened the door and closed it. And he told me that my company was outside. And I'm like, I know that's not what you just got my man standing outside at the door and his parents in the car. That's disrespectful. That's like, funny. That's messed up. but I get it, but I don't at the same time, you know. It's just so much, but you know, it happens. And like you said, even about with people accepting you, I will say even with the mother having, I guess you could say, a son or a daughter, it even reflects the difference on the issues that arise. And even with the single fathers out there who are raising kids without the mother, I know that there's different things that arise because all in all, a child needs both parents.
For real.
Even if it's not
the actual
parent, and they need more because it takes a village. It takes a village because everything I didn't directly learn it from my mother.
Right.
You know, she's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful mother. She did everything. Still does. God knows I give it all to her. However, she was still not able to teach me every single thing that I know.
And you probably was hard-headed.
I ain't say all of that.
She was hard-headed. I'm just getting to the meat. We all was hard-headed. I was
hard-headed, you know. And
my mom tried to teach me stuff, and I still stayed out past my curfew. I still did stuff I wasn't supposed to do.
True.
Knowing that I should have did it, but you know.
And even some extra people told me, and I still did what I wanted to do. But that's life choices.
Yeah, you gotta sometimes you gotta touch that hot stove
and
burn your hand a few times. I burned my hand a lot of times.
I know somebody. She told me, she was like, "Yeah, y'all from the show me state. Y'all don't believe it till it's shown."
Because me growing up, I didn't believe my mom did half the stuff you know what I'm saying, that I did.
Right.
Then I'm growing up, I'm hearing things about my mom. I'm like, yo, she did what? She been through what? What? I'm thinking she just telling, you know, like all children, she just growing up, she don't know no better. Time is different now, I'm young, I need to do this. Nah, dog. My mom or any parent, they've been through. I wish my daughter would tell me that I know you don't. Let's try again. I wasn't saying like that. I found out a lot of stuff. Like, my mom issues stem from, you couldn't say anything bad about my mother. At all. Like, you could not.
And well, tell me this: was she one of those mothers who was like, "You can't say that to my son, or don't say that to him"? Was she one of those?
She tried to keep.
Because you have some mothers like that where they don't want nobody to chest.
No, she wasn't that. My uncle come handle whatever.
Oh, well, that's good. You had it.
She would call them. But I'm just saying that as far along like the fact that I'm the baby too. Like, my mom had 3 children. My sister, she got me by almost 20 years. My sister helped raise me. My sister was a grown up damn near. My brother, who got me by 5 years. My mom had me when she was 38.
Oh, wow. You talked about
I was an accident. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pregnant. What? That was me. I was in her stomach when she did that. Like, so, she felt like she had been through a whole lot of life. She had raised 2 children. She wanted me to be brought up different.
And that's something else that'll happen, too.
Yeah.
That will happen, depending on the time.
So, like, my whole life growing up, I thought my mom was a perfect angel, man. I remember the day I found out she wasn't no angel. I was 18 years old. We was in Atlanta, Georgia. We was at some soul food spot. Food was dope. I forget what it was, but I want to go back.
Okay, let's go.
We was sitting there eating, and my brother had said a joke about my mom being a thief, about stealing from a department store or something like that. And who cares? I don't care if this girl. Hey, Mom, I love you if you watch this. Who cares? You shut up. You 60-something. You live your life.
Everybody got a story, Mom.
Yeah, look, we love you, baby. She had a drug problem.
Okay.
With heroin, I would say. And I didn't know growing up. I thought my mom been in church since I was born. Like church. Like, we going to church, honey. We stand there from 8 in the morning to 6 at night.
3 services.
We going to enjoy our time in church. And church was not the best place for me to be because I was 7 trying to go outside. But I never get my brother. Was like, I still remember we was in the department. It was like a freaking Bloomingdale's or something. It was an old clothes department store. He was like, yeah, Mommy got locked up. And I'm sitting there like, I was an infant. And I'm like, what? She got what? And he was looking at me. My brother was like, oh, you don't know? Oh, you don't know. And I'm like, you know I don't know. Like, you know I view Mommy this way. You and my sister went through my sister went through the strain, dog.
See, that's me. Like,
she went through the strain with my mom. But she, like, they were saying that my brother was like, yeah, Mommy used to be on that shit. She used to be on that. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my mom, she laughing, because this is all jokes. We all joking as a family. We having a good time. But she tearing, too. Like, she crying. And I'm sitting there, and when I look at her, I'm like, Mom, he telling the truth? My heart was broke.
Really?
And that's a problem with mothers and sons. Moms try to hide the world from their son.
I think that's women.
What Drake say?
period.
What Drake say? I didn't hide.
I didn't hide
from
the
world.
son from the world. I was hiding the world from my son.
Yeah, my mom coddled me, dog. Like she kept me
I
from
think
knowing
honestly,
certain things.
I think that's a woman thing. Like
Maybe.
we do have that because even myself, I've hid some things, you know, because it's off of the strength of knowing how you react, or you know, your feelings or how you are going. Not even so much as how you're going to view me, because I know that you're already going to have some type of feelings.
Right.
But it's the fact of that I know that your emotional level can't take it. And that's even like with almost any relationship that you have with anybody, whether it be with the spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, sister, brother. It's just sometimes it's certain things, and it's not to say that you're a liar or that you're trying to hide things, but you also know, I know you as a person, you just can't handle that right now. You know the best. And it's like, and honestly, some stuff, it's like, it comes out at a certain time. And sometimes you thought it was a certain time that you could bring it out, but really it ain't the best. But
like the fact that it was broken to me at 18, I feel like I was 18. I had, you know what I'm saying, I had done dumb things like I probably could have went to jail for or shot for. Like I was doing stupid stuff. So at 18, I'm kind of at that point where I'm living life. And to hear that about my mom, if I'd have found out when I was 14, I probably would have lashed out. Like I probably would have did, like, cause I really view my mom it was bad. I view my mom as perfect, like, and she wasn't. So when they first told me, I was a little hurt, I was broken. But then I realized I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, look, that was the times. And the way it was broken to me was they threatened to take me away, me and my brother away, and she stopped. Cold turkey, and I know that's tough.
That's a blessing.
That's tough.
But you know, and what she did was she took a look at her life herself and knew that it was something more important.
Mm-hmm.
So
fact.
So that's exactly what that was. So I respect and commend her for that.
Yeah,
because you have some people who like been on it for years. Like I know myself on my father's side, I have an aunt. She's been on drugs as long as I know. Basically, my whole being. I'm 26. I remember one summer, it was back in 2000, I went to go spend with him in Detroit. She rode past on a bike, and he was like, I hate to laugh, and I hate to tell
Hey, look, I can laugh because I've been through
but
some stuff.
you know, and
I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah, and me either. I'm laughing with you. But she rode past on a bike, and he was like, they were your aunt right now.
Thanks, huh?
And I'm like, so she ain't gonna stop and speak, you know. In my head, I was only like 8 or I think I was 9 at that time.
She trying to get that
like,
thing.
You ain't trying to speak.
You can give her $1. See, look. I got a lot of family members that's on drugs still to this day. My little cousin had to come stay with us. Like when I was young, I knew all my life. I had cousins and aunts and stuff that was on.
See, that's on my daddy's side.
Harsh.
That's on my daddy's side.
But that's all I know because I don't know my dad's side. And matter of fact, I just had this talk with my mom. I went to Philly. Well, she live in Jersey now. I went to Jersey this summer. It was about a few weeks ago. We was talking about it. And I was just I've been trying to get down to the nitty gritty about my dad for a long time with my mom. Like a long time. And she would shut it up. No. Don't talk about him. Oh, no. This, that, and the third. And I just took it like, and we got in arguments, like full arguments in the car. Like I used to bust out in tears. I was like 24. I want to know about my dad. And it's because I had a daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't care about my dad. Well, they said, my niece.
I'm going to commend you for that because a lot of men, they don't take that initiative, but I commend you for that.
I just want to be able to tell my daughters now where they come from. Mm-hmm. And I don't know my dad. I don't know where I come from. I don't know where we come from. I don't know. I don't want to tell that to them.
Yeah.
So I confronted my mom. I had Leah, what's she about to be, 5? I had her when I was like 24 or 25. I started really questioning her around the time I found out I was having a child.
Right. Because
I don't want to be that parent. And my wife, mother, father, huge families on each side. Leah know all of them.
Right.
Or she know them as much of a 5-year-old know them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know where your mom come from.
Yeah.
But your dad don't know where you come from. So I'm trying to figure out. And my mom would shut it down. It wasn't until recently we just decided to talk about it for real. And we about to go on Ancestry. We about to try to find. Because she don't know her dad's side. Her mom was from, she don't know her mom's side either. She was from South Carolina. And this is how far removed we are from slavery. My mom's mom was the daughter of a slave. We're not that far removed from slavery.
Oh, y'all not that far at all.
None of us are. So
well,
it's
you're
like,
right.
my mom, my grandma was from South Carolina. I never met her. She passed before I was born. But she was from South Carolina. Something happened to make her move to Philly and never look back. So my mom don't know
what else
my
happened.
mom's side of the family, and it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
She's child of slavery. She probably don't want to see
Well,
her.
see, now the thing is with me, now before March, near about the end of March, I didn't know nobody outside of my dad's family, outside of him and his siblings. I just met one of his first cousins back in April. Shout out to Joy. Hey, Joy.
Hey, Joy.
If you're going to be watching, she's from Cali. Well, she's now from Cali. She's a nomad. But, you know.
I ain't heard no man in a long time.
I only said it because Head Craig said it.
She's a hunter-gatherer.
But no. But, like, I feel you on that because for me, it was where I know all of my mother's side, basically. I know my mother's side even dated back to my great-grandparents. Mm-hmm. Like, I know where they came from in Seabreeze, back in Wilmington, back home by the beach type of deal. The Bryants. Matter of fact, I don't know if I'm related to some of y'all. Y'all might not even want to be related to me. That's fine. I might not want to be related to y'all. But what I'm saying is, you know, on my father's side, and I think that was something that was coming on with my healing the other year. It was like, you know, I really do. And like you say, I don't have any kids yet, but I would love to. And I know that my brother, he does have 2 children. He has a son and he has a daughter, my niece and nephew. So I understand where you come from, or wanted to know where you come from. Right. And so, like, he did do the ancestry thing, and that's how we found our cousin over in California. Come to find out, we have a whole Irish crest. Black as I am, I got Irish in my blood. Like, seriously.
That's why we was taking shots at that month.
Just know when I celebrate St. Patrick's Day next year, don't none of y'all come on my page. Yeah. I can celebrate Juneteenth and St. Patrick's Day very proud.
She had Jägermeister. I ain't never seen nobody with Jägermeister.
Hey, but you know, and it's like...
That's probably German anyway.
I don't know. I think Jägermeister is German.
Who cares? What do Irish people drink? Beer? She had beer.
Who knows? But I agree with you on that because it's like, for the longest, I didn't know anybody on my father's side besides him and his siblings and some of their kids. But with my grandmother's side, it's like, I know my mom, I know her siblings. I hear stories about my grandmother and her siblings from their kids, my second cousins, you know. So it's like that side is basically done. It's sealed. I know what's going on. But as for my father's side, I don't, you know. But I'm finding things out here lately. And I appreciate it. And honestly, it's like reading a book.
For real.
It's on me, on yourself, on you. And it's like, wow. And, you know, you just amazed because I didn't know that I had this a part of me, or I didn't know that these people would be connected to me, related to me, however you want to say it. But even, I think it was something else you said about the mother issues that I definitely agree with. I know with the whole daddy issues thing with myself, I'll go back to myself. And I'll go to, matter of fact, I'm going to take you back to when I was about 14 years old. I remember it was this girl that was a friend of mine. Her and her daddy had gotten into a bad argument one day. And we had to go to church the same day. It was like a Bible study thing or something. And I got mad with her, like, because she had, like, went off on her daddy, like, was fussing at him. And I got mad. I was like, you don't do that. Like, you only get one daddy, and I didn't have one. So that was where I was coming in, growing up with certain of my friends who had a father in the home. And especially if I knew that your father was a good father, it's at least compared to whatever I had, you know. Which was basically nothing, non-existent. But I did have my stepfather, and I had to take that mental note the other day. You know, even though me and my stepfather, we're definitely not on the... we have a good relationship, or like, you know, we talk and stuff. However, as an actual man who provided for his family, still does, because him and my mother are still married and they have my twin sisters. I respect him for that. I respect him because it's a lot of men who out here who ain't even gonna do what they need to do. It's men out here who ain't even trying to pay $50 a child support.
They gonna do the opposite.
They gonna do the opposite. They like, nah, she won't let me see the kids. I ain't paying nothing. So I have to respect men who do give their all, even if we're not on good terms. He does give his all as an actual man, and actually, you know, he's not lacking in that department. You know, but for other men in the world, it's like I don't see how you can have a daughter, or even have a child. Period, whether it be a daughter or a son, and especially if you didn't have father or a mother and to not be there like you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I really get off on the other side with some people, and it's like, how is that? Because I know me, I had, like I said, I have daddy issues. I had them. There's no way that I could put myself to be in a position to be a parent, mother, and to not be there for my child. So for someone who has experienced that, what is it that really, that said that this is what I have to step up and do regardless?
It's instinct.
Right.
For me, because I never had a dad.
Right.
I had people that could teach me how to be a dad, but I didn't want to be that dad.
Right.
I
You want to be your own.
Yeah, I wanted to be the father for my children the way I was going to do it. And the fact that I didn't have a dad growing up, I used to always say, like, to myself, to other people, that when I grow up and I had children, I'm going to be in their life.
Right.
Irregardless of anything that happened. I could lose a leg. I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm going to be in my child's life. And that stuck with me. Now, I'm blessed to be married to who I'm married to.
Right.
Have 2 children with just her. I mean, I don't have any estranged children that I have to be in their life on accident.
I commend you again.
Yeah, so
I commend you and the missus again.
she look, I couldn't do it by myself. Right. That's a fact. Right. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. And it's instinct. I didn't know if my daughter falls, she comes to me crying, I hurt myself. I don't want to be the dad that, toughen up. You got it. Even if it was my son, toughen up. No, I don't want to be that dad.
Right.
I don't want to be that. I didn't have that. I didn't have people tell me that. My mom consoled me. My mom told me, "You all right? Let me make it all right."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want my daughter to be able to come to me for anything. I laugh at Bad Boys. Bad Boys 2.
Oh,
that scene with Martin and Will Smith. And I used to say, I want to do that. But I'd be damned if I got a son and somebody put a gun in their face.
See what I'm saying? So, that's the opposite side.
Yeah,
you got to balance.
I always say, I probably mess with somebody else.
Yeah.
I probably, get up. I'll probably be mess, but I'm not going to physically do it. I'm not going to try to put fear in them when it comes to my daughter. I don't want them to deal with my daughter out of fear.
Yeah.
I want them to deal with my daughter how they feel about my daughter.
Yeah.
And I don't want my
of course.
If they disrespectful, that's another thing.
That's another thing.
I'm gonna take it with them and their parents. We're gonna have a conversation. But I never wanted to be that dad to my daughter that my daughter feel like she can't come to about boy stuff.
And I respect you on
boy
that.
stuff. Because I met a lot of girls who couldn't go to their dad about boy stuff.
Not that I couldn't go to my actual father. But my stepfather, it was like, no. But my actual father, now him on the other hand, my actual father, I think I was about 14, 15 maybe. I think I was 14. And he was like, yeah, well, if you need to be on birth control, do that. And I'm like, sir, I'm not even thinking about sex right now. But okay, thank you for that note, mental note. My mother, however, was not on that same page. They were not on the same plane. But that was what he gave me. And I even remember at one time, my father did want me to come move with him. I think I was going to the 9th grade. It was in the 9th grade. And even in my head, I think I was like, no, I don't know if this really going to work. And he even was like, well, maybe, he was like, yeah, because if you got a boyfriend, friend, whatever, they can come over to the house. And I'm like, oh, okay. But in my mind and what my mama had taught me, that wasn't what was about to be happening.
And then I don't want to be that dad either.
You don't want to be the overly cool dad.
You can't be.
You can't be.
You got to draw the line somewhere.
You have to. And
but I don't know. As of right now, my daughter is 4, about to be 5, August 18th.
So you just...
I don't know where the line is.
Yeah, you don't know where that line is yet.
I have to go off instinct. I have to go on how I feel.
You got about a good 11 more years, 11, 12 more years. Because I was 16 when I started dating. Because even my stepdad, he had an issue with me dating. Like, it was a month and a half before I turned 16. He was like, and I'm like, bruh, it ain't like I just turned 15. I'm about to be 16. But I understand, and I think even more now I understand it, where it's a level of love and protection of trying to, keep you from things that are going to happen.
Right.
So I respect it on certain levels in certain, I guess, instances. But some parents, they can also do too much. Even some parents can do too much good for a child. Because like you said, enabling with males and their mothers. And I've seen that with some males that I've either dated or just knew. They expect certain things out of females or expect that you should just take this, that, and the third. And that's not how relationships really work. And even some females that I know, they feel like, oh, they deserve this and that. No, that's not really how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that falls back to the real thing of actual marriage over just dating. Like, you're definitely going to get a lot of more things in marriage than you do just dating somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how God actually intended for it to be. But, you know, we see so many different things growing up. I know myself, I saw so many different relationship dynamics that I don't even know what to do with. You know, like my grandparents, prime example. I think they were married for like 20 years, maybe a little over. I don't remember how that story went. But they got divorced. And my grandmother ended up getting remarried at that time. My mother was still in school. I think her stepfather died by the time she was out of high school or right before, something like that. So my grandfather and my grandmother, they had 8 kids together. So they, even up until they died, God rest their souls, 2014, 2016, they were still always, you know, when we would go home, back home to Georgia, we could leave at night. We get there early in the morning. By 6 something in the morning, my grandfather knew we were there. He's at the house, at my grandmother's house, at the door, in the house, waking us up, all of that. So I was confused then because even though my grandparents weren't together, I still always had that set of grandparents regardless, you know. And so even down to some of my aunts and uncles or cousins, some of their exes would still come around. And so, and me and one of my older cousins had this conversation a couple of months ago, and I was like, you know, I really don't, not so much that I don't know how to let people go, but sometimes I feel as though it's certain people, I can still have them as friends because of based off of what I've seen. You know, both of my grandmother and my grandfather, they both ended up having relationships after they broke up, but they still always were still friends. So they had kids, you know, there ain't no way that I could stop. And then, like I said, even with some of my aunts and uncles, they've had people that they either dated or were married to, divorced. They still come around to this day.
Right.
And we still call them aunt or uncle. So, you know, it's like, people will mess up your family dynamic, and not even so much mess it up, I guess you could say, but it confuses you, and you don't really sometimes know how to deal with it, and sometimes it'll help you or hurt you later on in life on how you keep and let people go.
Right.
So that's been one of my issues, because I'd be feeling like sometimes that, we can just still be friends, but all the time that's not really the case.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta let people go.
You just really gotta let them go and just let them go. They will toxic. They will hurt you. They will. And that's been something that I've been learning and gladly getting through. And I just gotta let some of y'all go. Like people, friends, family, anything. Some people, they just have to be let go. You can't hold on to them because it'll damage you in the long run. Some people you can, others you cannot. And outside of that, what else you got to say?
I just found out I got brothers and sisters. I don't know which ones. I just found out I got siblings on my dad's side.
Oh my God.
They probably grown though. They probably like my sister age.
So how many of them is it?
I don't know. I don't know. My mom told me, yeah, your dad has some kids out there. That's what the conversation was had. It was like, I want to find them. But I don't know how they're going to feel. Like, I don't...
Right.
And I'm your brother.
Right. Now, see, with me, I have a brother on my father's side. He found out about me, I was 7. So, I'm 26? So, that's been almost 20 years. So, 19 years. We've known about each other. And, with that, even how that went about, I think I was very shocked. I think I was surprised because I was only 7. So it was like, okay, I got another sibling. Granted, he's older. He was 18 at that time. We've blossomed our relationship since then. But it's like also, I don't know, you know, even now as an adult, should my father had told me about that instead of my brother actually telling me about it, you know, writing me and all of that. But it's been a great relationship and still building, things like that. Outside of it, like I said, my father, he's still a player. He's still a player.
Still to this day?
He's 60. He just turned 60 back in March.
March what?
Tell him. I don't never want to show y'all that I'm George's daughter, is all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you who my daddy is.
His birthday, March what?
March 10th.
Yeah, Pisces.
Yes.
Mine, March 20th.
So what are you? Are you a Pisces? Oh, you just barely. Oh, you almost. You was almost there. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the true. I don't even know what a true Pisces does. If I have to, if I have to bang it off of my father, you will never date me. Is all I'm gonna tell you. But yeah. He's an amazing guy. He's fun. He's nice, but he loves women. And a lot of men, they love women. Like, that will really be their downfall. Like, they did not write about Samson and Delilah in the Bible for nothing. They did not tell you that story for nothing. So.
I know a lot of men say, I live by the pussy, I die by the pussy.
That's what they say.
That's what Chris Tucker said on Dead Presidents. I know a lot of men that live by that way. Say, man, put a condom on. No! Kill yourself.
And they gonna kill themselves. Is what they don't know. They gonna kill themselves. Y'all better wrap it up.
And other people too.
And other people. Unless you trust them, you better wrap it up. It's all I got to tell you. That's a whole ad right there. Wrap it up, okay?
This is where the ad comes in. We put a Trojan commercial.
Put it in there. But I agree. It's the truth. It's the God honest truth. Let's see what else. Or do you have anything else to say?
Nah, man. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the dialogue.
I do. Me too. This is very good. We might have to say something. We might have to do another topic one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me. Just hit me up.
We do one on crackheads since we got crackheads.
We do. I have crackheads in my family too. On my father's side.
I have crackhead on Facebook. Keep trying to friend me. And I won't accept it. And every time I see her, she get mad. Accept it. Accept my friend request. What are you doing on Facebook?
No.
Where you get internet connection at? The library got internet. What you doing at the library? Stop sending me friend requests. I'm gonna deny it every time. And you see this, denying it. I won't let that in my life.
All I have to say is I thank y'all for tuning in with Tea Time with Key today. Next time's topic might be about crackheads. You never know. Get with us. I thank you so much, Chase, my thespian brother, Eagle brother. It has been amazing. Oh, it's loaded. Oh, he couldn't even make it. We gotta pay them.
I just got my letter in the mail. My email. Pay your first payment. Tell me you gonna get one. You ain't get one yet.
I ain't get one yet. Cause see, I've been got something that was talking about accepting loans. Cause I might go back to grad school next month.
I might. I've been thinking about
it. I think so. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna go, but I might have to go next month so that they can defer the payments.
Right, but I ain't gonna go on them loans though.
Yeah. Well, how you gonna go? You just gonna pay it yourself?
I went to SETC.
What's
that? It was like Southeastern Theater Conference.
Okay.
You go, you audition. I did professional and I did grad schools. And that's how I was in Nebraska this past summer. I met them there.
Can you do us a monologue before you leave?
This is my monologue.
Okay, go ahead.
I need to check for my... You gonna give me a role?
I wish I could. Not yet.
All right.
Matter of fact, we gonna go ahead. I'm talking in existence. I got a role for you.
All right. Well, look.
It ain't that yet, but I got you.
You keep me posted. Hey, I do want to say October 4th and 5th at the Hayti Going Homeless.
Okay.
Come see it.
Where's that at?
At the Hayti?
Where's that at?
It's right on Fayetteville, across from that KFC, down the street from Central.
Oh, okay. This is in Durham.
Yeah, it's in Durham.
Okay.
The Hayti Heritage Center. Going Homeless. It's for Domestic Violence Month. That's October, I think. Okay. Yeah, October 4th and 5th. Tickets won't be on sale now or soon. If not, then it's a link somewhere.
You don't know the link that they can.
No, I talked to my director. It's his company. We're gonna talk to. Hey, look, I tried, Mr. Truitt.
Oh, it's with Dr. Truitt. Shout out to Dr. Truitt. Shout out to Dr. Truitt.
My favorite professor.
You don't know how much I respect you after this semester. I appreciate you. I love you.
She lying.
Just know this, okay? It's flying high.
That look broke too.
There we go. So I respect you, Dr. Truitt, and you made sure. Okay.
Yeah, he directed it.
Okay, I was supposed to be on something with Reese. I've been working so much, I hadn't even made it to the rehearsal.
Yeah, Reese hit me up. I don't know. He didn't tell me when.
Was it the living room theater thing?
No, I don't do anything.
Oh,
Live
okay.
with something in the future.
All right. But I thank you all for tuning in with Tea Time with Key. I'll be back with y'all with something else. And once again, thank you for Mr. Chase. And y'all are wonderful. Thank you.